Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Sinister 2 from 2015. This film is rated R with a runtime of an hour and 37 minutes. As of the recording of this video, Rotten Tomato score is 14% for the critics, 31% for the audience. The reason I'm watching this film is because, I watched the film because my buddies over at They Made Another podcast watched this for the week. So since I watched the film, I figured why not go back and do a review. I just recently did a review for the first Sinister film. For the same reason, I'm glad I watched the first Sinister film. So let me give you a quick synopsis. We'll go over some of the cast and talk more about this film. So in this film, hiding from her abusive, estranged husband, Courtney Collins lives in a rural house with her 9-year-old twins, Dylan and Zach. Young Dylan receives visits from ghoulish kids who show him disturbing images of families being slaughtered. It's all part of the grand plan of Bagul, the evil spirit who recruits innocent children to murder their loved ones. The only hope for this intended new victims may be the former deputy who's familiar with Bagul's fiendish work from the past. This movie is directed by Ciaran Foy, written by Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill, and it stars James Ransone as Deputy So and So, Shannon Sossamon as Courtney Collins, Robert and D'Artagnan Sloan as Dylan and Zach Collins, the twins. Um, Look, overall, this movie I don't think it's very good. I think it has a lot of interesting ideas. But I think having just recently watched the first film, so recent, close to this one just really falls short in trying to do a lot of things that the first movie did really well. So let's get into it. Sinister 2 tries to build upon the dark and chilling atmosphere established by its predecessor, but unfortunately does not replicate the success. While it makes a commendable effort to continue the lore, the film ultimately fails to capture the same level of intrigue and terror that made the first installment so gripping. So go back and watch my review for Sinister, so you can see kind of how I felt about that. One of the standout features I will say is the incorporation of these short videos. Like all the films that are in there, I think, although they're not as well done as the first film, they're definitely a device that brings discomfort to as you're watching the film. Unfortunately, they're used too heavily. Like there's an over reliance of this particular device that becomes somewhat predictable and just kind of dilutes the impact. And watching all these people or the kids watching their own films over and over, um, it takes away from the mystery that we had seen from the first film, where now that we know the trick, it's not as powerful, the impact. So another aspect that hampers the film, it's really the lighting in this film is a lot brighter when it comes to the atmosphere. Like I think one of the things I really enjoyed about the first Sinister was how dark of an atmosphere um, it had all throughout the film. But in this one, a lot of stuff is happening either in the daytime or any room, even if it's nighttime. It's very well illuminated. It just really took away from that air of mystery and brooding atmosphere that kind of the first one really gave away. And I think, I don't know if it's fair to just review this film by comparing it to the first one, but it's really the best I can do, because I think this will lead you to know. Like if you like the first one, you'll be more. It'll be easier for you to define if you enjoy this one. Also, while a lot of the child actors in the cast gave their best efforts, their performance just kind of falls short. They're not very good. Like they feel out of place sometimes. It's really a gamble when you rely on a cast full of children for the emotional impact of your movie, and if they don't deliver, the foundation is not really there. So that's also unfortunate. Um, I will say the film had some really fun ideas on how to explore the lore further. I think the idea of Deputy So and So continuing to try to stop Bagul after the events of the first film would have been interesting. I just don't know if introducing this family and their side problems with her husband or her ex-husband was the way to do it. So it just feels like a lot of diminishing returns on this one. It wasn't a like some of the other franchises like Final Destination and stuff like that. That franchise builds on the previous films or even improves, whereas this one is not able to succeed in that place. Um, I will say there's a really fun sequence that I really like the song that they picked out. It's called Altar by Sun Ob and Boris. Uh, it's when they're kind of going through the corn maze, and they even play this again at the end of the credits, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was a really great choice for music. So yeah, I mean, I really try to find some really fun stuff to talk about with this film. But overall, while this film attempted to continue the established lore and incorporate some of those ideas, it just struggled to deliver on the same level mystery and terror from the first one. The over reliance on the little snuff films that were just so weird. Um, they just, they didn't really hit the mark, and then also taking away that darkness, that atmosphere just really did not hold up to the legacy of this franchise. So overall, if you're a completionist, maybe watch this. Maybe watch this film. I know there's a corner of the internet that likes this one more than the original one. So it really could be that it's just a matter of what you prefer in your films. Uh, so yeah, there you have it. Let me know what you think about the Sinister franchise down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.